Hello everyone. In this video, I will be talking about for part 6 of your student visa application process. In this part, you will be uploading all your financial documents. So this is going to be a longer part than the previous ones as it plays a great role in your visa application. So make sure you understand this part and feel free to comment if you face any difficulties while preparing this part. First, this part in my application starts with fund explanation. Fund explanation is a letter where your sponsor, which can be you, your parents, whoever you are, showing as your sponsor, declares their fund and your expenses and assures that he or she can bear all the cost of you while living in Canada. So bear with me in this video because I will be showing my fund explanation letter as a sample so that you can be more aware of what to write in this particular letter. So in my case, my sponsor was my father and the fund explanation letter is from him, declaring all the funds such as FDR, savings account, provident fund, life insurance. I also included my funds here as well, which is savings account balance and my provident fund, as I was doing jobs for like 3 years, so I had some balance in my account as well, and I showed that as my available funds as well. The cost I showed is of my tuition fee, which was provided to me through my university, living cost, which was also mentioned in my offer letter, and some miscellaneous cost, a lump sum amount. From here, I deducted that 4,000 deposit amount of seat booking. So if you have seen my previous video, I have talked about giving a deposit of $4,000, which was a pre-requirement for my university for in order to book the seat for me. So every universities in Canada has different amount for this seat booking, and this amount is also refundable, so you have to just deposit this amount in order to book your seat in your university after getting the offer letter. I tried to show some extra fund, which means I showed my funds more than my expenses, and also my father ensured that he will be able to bear any emergency cost if ever needed. So, first in my financial documents, I provided the fund explanation letter. So let's go to the sample letter of mine and see what I have written in that letter. So this is the letter. Remember, I told you that my sponsor was my father, so this letter was coming from my father. So in the first paragraph, he ensures that he is my father and he is pleased that I got the opportunity to study in University of Windsor and doing my masters over there. Then I used a tabular format so that whoever is going through my visa application gets a clear view after opening this letter and sees what is the estimated full course cost as well as what is my available fund. And then I explained all of the funds here and which funds is coming from where, and also mentioned that if there is any need of any other documents and other supporting documents, I can provide that. So in the estimated cost of full course, I first showed the base tuition fees and the incidental fees, which was mentioned in my offer letter. So I have mentioned here that as per offer letter. So 36,000 and 4,000. And living cost was also mentioned in my offer letter. If I'm coming alone, it will be 10,000, and if I'm coming with my spouse, then it will be 14,000, and additional 4,000 will be for each person that is coming to me yearly. So I also included plane fare and other miscellaneous charges 4,000. So total was 54,000, from where I deducted my 4,000, which was previously deposited to the university in order to confirm my seat, and the total remaining is 50,000. In my available fund table, I gave the account owner's name, account types, account numbers, and amount in BDT, as I'm from Bangladesh. And whichever country you are from, mention in your own currency here, and make sure you transfer it to Canadian dollar and show them what Canadian dollar is available. So here, if you see, I have shown current account, savings account, provident fund, life insurance. Yes, you can include life insurance, because whatever premium you are giving in your life insurance, if until that you can withdraw that amount. So my father's life insurance was coming to a maturity in around 7 months, so I showed until that point what fund is available through life insurance and what can be withdrawn. These all things you can collect from, like, from for current account. I collected my bank statement, and in there, there was a solvency letter which mentioned the BDT amount of the statement as well as the Canadian dollar amount of that statement. Same goes all for all the letters. So that is the tabular format. Let's go to the explanation next. So here my father is talking about where he is employed and what is his yearly gross salary, and what is his FDR amount. And also he's talking about, as he is a government officer, he will be getting handsome amount of gratuity after he retires. So he also mentioned the gratuity amount for emergency purpose, as well as he is talking about how he is living, if he is living in his own apartment. So he is mentioning that as well, so that it can be showed that the family expense is low for him to be living in my home country. And here he mentioned that all the tax assessments copies are attached, and also the evaluated documents of his fixed assets from CA Farm is also attached below. And here he, at the last paragraph, he's talking about the emergency funds, and if i I have any emergency, he ensures that he will be able to bear that cost as well. And also mentions about if there's any necessity, he can provide other supporting documents as well. So this is the sample of my letter which I submitted as my fund explanation letter in my application process. So when you are writing this letter, make sure you have the CA evaluated documents in your hand, as well as your any asset transfer documents if you have that as well, any notarized documents in your hand. So you will be writing this explanation letter after you have collected all the financial documents in your hand. So you will have your bank statements, your solvency letters, and CA farm evaluations, and all the fixed asset agreements in your hand. Like if you have any Apartment, if you have any apartment in your father's name, because my father is my sponsor, so I will be talking about my scenario only here. So my father has his apartment in his name, and all the land agreements in his name. So whichever agreements are in his name as fixed assets, they are all notarized. As per my country, the all agreements need to be notarized before submitting here. So all the documents are notarized, all the documents were submitted to the lawyers for notarizing them, and also all the assets are evaluated as their if my father wants to sell those assets, what will be their current value. So CA Farm evaluates that, as they have given me a document which has the exact amount of value of my fixed asset till that day, which day I was submitting this application. So I have all the financial documents available in my hand, and then I am writing this letter, and explaining what is the available funds in my father's hand to sponsor me. So after this letter, you have to provide all the supporting documents of for this letter. So you are talking about current account, you are talking about FDR, you are talking about provident fund. So you have to show them if if you actually have this amount in your bank. So in order to prove that, you need your current account statement, your FDR copy, the provident fund copy from your employers, or where you are doing your job, your life insurance copy from the organization you had your insurance. So they will provide you a letter saying that this amount is in your name, and you have this life insurance. Maybe mention your life insurance account number, that proves that you have this amount in at their organization as life insurance. So my savings account documents, statements, and provident fund statements. So these will be theirs, and these will be the supporting documents of what I am talking about in the available fund box. Will be giving you the sequence of all the documents I have compiled together and uploaded in this particular segment. So after I have given my fund explanation letter, I have given the financial affidavit between my parents and me. So secondly, I have provided financial affidavit. Then comes the CA evaluation of all the assets. If you can make sure that CA evaluation and financial affidavit maintains the same serial of funds as the serial mentioned in your letter, that will be great, so that it can maintain the same sequence of supporting documents as well. So here I have given CA evaluation, which I have collected from a chartered accountancy firm in our country, and this CA evaluation actually talks about all your liquid assets as well as all your fixed asset and their current value. If you are coming to a point that you need to sell your fixed assets, what will be the amount of money you will be getting right now. So after I have given my CA evaluation, I have provided my sponsors documents. So first I have given the passport of my sponsor. If you do not have any sponsor, you will just be giving your own documents, as you will be your own sponsor. And if you have more than one sponsor, you can attach all the sponsors documents, which I will be giving for my father, as my father was my only sponsor. Then I will be giving the NID of sponsor. So NID is the national identification card. So in my country, national identification card is in my own native language. So giving that ID will not be sufficient. I have to translate that in English and provide them that also, and also notarize the English copy. So I have given the NID of my sponsor, original one, as well as the notarized one. Then I provided my father's FDR certificate, which I collected from bank, and bank also mentions the amount in Canadian dollar there. After giving the FDR certificate, I have provided the solvency certificate from bank where you have sponsored savings account. So bank solvency certificate. Followed by this, you need to provide the bank statement of that savings account. So bank statement. All the financial documents needs to be in dual currency so that it shows the equivalent Canadian dollar of the kept amount. Then comes the job certificate of the sponsor. I have also provided the scanned copy of his visiting card as well. So job certificate, visiting card. As my father has shown a provident fund as available fund, we have provided the salary statement from where the provident fund deduction from salary is traced, and provident fund certificate where the total withdrawable fund is shown. So salary statement, all right, statement as well as the PF certificate. My father's life insurance is also showed as available fund, and for that we provided insurance certificate from the insurance company. Please remember, these are the funds showed as my sponsor, which may vary from yours, and you need to back up your every sponsored amount with sufficient background in order to prove it as legit. So here I have given the insurance certificate. Previously, while explaining fund explanation letter, I already told you that I showed my savings account balance and my PF balance also in the available fund. Next comes my bank solvency certificate and my bank statement in order to back my short funds as I was employed. So my bank solvency as well as my PF certificate. The statements I provided is of 6 months. Then I provided my job certificate as well as my PF certificate, which shows my PF balance till date. This is the end of supportings of all the liquid funds I had shown. Next comes the supportings of all the fixed assets such as land, apartment, car, etc. First, I have provided the income tax certificate which was collected from the income tax office of previous two financial years of my sponsor, which is my father's. So 2 years income tax certificate. I also tried to upload the tax assessment copies of those 2 years, but was not able to bring all the documents in the given space, as tax assessment copies in my country are of 9 pages each. So 2 years of tax assessment means it's 18 pages. So I skipped that and I provided all the land summary deed, notarized, maintaining the serials of CA evaluation. So my father had a lot of lands which was in a lot of agreements. So I cannot attach all the agreements. So I discussed it with my lawyer and told them if he can provide me a summary of all the agreemented lands. So he has provided me a summary of all the lands with where it is located, what it is valued, uh, what is the quantity of the land, and that summary sheet I have uploaded in here. So summary of land agreements. Here you can provide only the summary sheet of those agreements, which will be maybe 1 or 2 page. And if you feel the necessary of providing the agreements as well, you can do it, but I don't think you can compile all of this together in 4 GB, I think, or 4 MB. I don't remember exactly how much space it is given on that particular segment. So in my case, I couldn't compile all of these documents together and upload it on that particular space. So I just provided the summary of the land agreements in at that place. After that, I have provided the summary of the apartment agreements as well. Again, the supportings will be based on the fixed asset you have or you are showing in your CA evaluation. Lastly, I provided the supporting documents of my car, such as registration, tax token, and fitness documents. So I have provided tax token of car, fitness document of car. This is the end of part 6, guys. Please let me know if the video was helpful and don't forget to comment if you have any problem in understanding any part. Please also let me know if you want to know more about the organization of my funds, CA evaluation, or financial affidavit. Do subscribe our channel and share the video and help us grow. Thank you all for watching the video. Stay safe and take care.